As I woke up in my tent, confusion struck me. Where am I? We must be on the move, but I simply don't know. I decided to walk out of my private quarters in search of answers. Luckily, the answers found me first. One of my polemarchs rushed over to me. "You are awake, my king," he said, almost as if he was surprised and honored by my presence. "Yeah, I feel different, calm, lighter, as if I could take on the world." "That is good to hear, my king. As you were unconscious, the second in command, Eumenes, took charge and ordered us to move out against the challenger Mithridates of Pontus." "Oh, okay, good. I'd have done the same. We kept talking for a bit, tactics, logistics, stuff like that. But I still wondered what happened earlier. The bright flash almost felt godlike. It must be a sign from Zeus himself. Yet I have no clue on what they want. Olympus must be on my side in this conflict. I hope. The rest of my travels were boring, but luckily, excitement was just around the corner. We have arrived at our destination, ready to face the challenger, Mithridates. "Greetings, Eumenes, grandson of Alexander. Have you come to surrender your claim?" he said, which made his men laugh, almost as if a giant was present. I gave him no reply, but a raised sword. The battle would begin. I had honestly forgotten already I was the grandson of Alexander, till that scum mentioned it. My faulty memory made me too embarrassed to think of anything witty to say, but thankfully actions speak louder than words. I ordered the royal guard to move against the reinforcing army in an oblique order to see if we could deal with the enemy before they linked up. It didn't work, and now all of the enemy forces were moving against us. We are severely outnumbered here, but maybe we have a chance. After all, my grandfather Alexander did it multiple times. Unable to cope with the high pressure, my hoplites broke and scattered, meaning I was forced to surrender. This could only be bad. I couldn't look my men in the eyes. Humiliated by the likes of Mithridates. I didn't deserve my lineage. An agreement was made with the foul king getting the claim. For now, he is the heir of Alexander. But in my misery, a tall man with bright lights surrounding him, making it impossible to recognize his features, spawned just before me. Who are you? I asked.
"I am the ruler of the sky and Olympus, but at the moment you're blessing of knowledge."
"What knowledge? Can you help me? Tell me more, please, oh mighty Zeus."
"You, my little Eumenes, grandson of Alexander, are destined for greatness, but the journey ahead of you is long and devious. Many people will resent you, and even more attempt to end it. I cannot give you the answer you seek, yet pointing you in the right direction is something I can. You should not rely on the oblique order alone to fight your battles. Hence, I give you this map. all across the broken empire. In some of the largest settlements, writing of great tactics can be found. Seek their wisdom and use it. Another path you must follow is the steps of Odysseus. Gain control of the Archeron in Epirus and gain the power of a second life in case of disaster. Seek the Oracle of Delphi. Her knowledge could become crucial for your journey ahead. There are more secrets before you, but those you need to discover for yourself.
As sudden he arrived, the quicker he vanished. All these tasks are ahead of me, but he never mentioned in what order I should follow his advice. I wanted to ask for assistance from my advisors, but time wasn't on our side. The Sinopean army had returned from Galatia, seeking to recapture what I took from them, yet I'll defend it to the end. After all, it was the home of my father. It appears as if the blessing of Zeus was still upon me, as my men and I heroically defeated the enemy force. If we capture their last settlement in Galatia, we might be strong enough to retake our claim. Maybe even follow the advice of Zeus. But before we could react, reinforcements arrived to stop us in our tracks. Luckily, this time we had a river to assist us. We spotted a minor force trying to cross the creek, so I ordered my men to form up on the other side to create a bottleneck. They would all attempt to break our blockade, but with water to their knees and the spears and rocks we threw at them, they didn't stand a chance. With no great struggle, they withdrew back into Galatia. But feeling this was way too easy, I ordered my scouts to run further down the river. The Sinopians had built a bridge which they used to outflank my forces. Our men of course weren't ready for a fight here, and fearing we could be outflanked on the open terrain, we crossed the creek ourselves, only sacrificing a few noble soldiers. They were true heroes of Pergamon. But now on the other side of the current, we could use the same tactic as the one we used against the former army. I also sent my cavalry down to their bridge, which they forgot to destroy, so we could outflank them. With the enemy on the other side, we could easily harass their forces, stuck in the water, giving them little to no chance of survival. They eventually routed, allowing us to live another day. Victorious, but with many casualties once again, we pushed on into Anatolia. But I couldn't stop wondering what the tactics Zeus mentioned could do to aid us. Surely something remarkable, with wit to rival Odysseus himself. But never mind, because before we marched on into the city, I ordered my second in command, Eumenes, to muster new forces. He wouldn't arrive till after the siege of Ankara, and at this point, his forces didn't matter. Because in this settlement, proper barracks were already built. This is certainly a chance to improve our armies. Still, I don't know if we have time for it. My late uncle always said, a good king always knows what to do, but a great king always listens to his advisors. Hence, I summoned all of them into my tent and showed them the map I got from Zeus and all the different paths before us. Take revenge on Mithridates and reclaim our title, as every second without it brings shame to both my ancestors and me. Travel home to Greece to gain control of the Oracle of Delphi and the Archeron River, which both could be useful for future endeavors. Maybe search for another tactic to help us for future battles, or return to the city of Pergamon. So far, our great capital has survived at least one siege from the Rhodians, but another is already on the way. We could sneak past them and capture their island, or just defeat them decisively on the field. This is obviously a highly significant decision we need to make that will determine the future of Pergamon and the Hellenic world. That's it for the second chapter of Heirs of Alexander. Our dilemma will be decided on our Discord server. So come over and take a look around, enjoy the company of amazing people and help decide the future of our campaign. If you can't get enough of this kind of content, I suggest taking a look at my Books of Rome campaign. But with that said, see you next Friday.